Hi guys, welcome to Morning Crypto here on the daily charts, and finally an interesting move in Bitcoin over the weekend. Not something that we see very often. A nice pickup in volume, a reversal from this, and you can clearly see it on the chart. I'm looking obviously, as you can see, at the 2-hour chart. Take a look at this consolidation, be anywhere between 101 and 102. And we stayed here nearly 24 hours in this very narrow range. And then yesterday's the news were either the $2,000 checks that Donald Trump is or probably will send out to selected citizens according to his new plan, or is it the end of the government shutdown? Again, I'm not familiar with the plan 100%. What I do know is that we got a pickup in volume, and we moved 4% on a 1% risk. So anytime you're looking at the trade that delivers the risk is one, in this case $1,000, and right now the move is from 102 to 106. And again, was it a very technical entry? Yes, but in order for a technical entry to work, you need news. And there were supporting news, again, Trump doing it, and we are now at 106. Let's see if we can consolidate here and deliver a move maybe over the 200 moving average, being that the 50 moving average was already breached. So are we in an uptrend? Obviously not, but we're still managing to hold on the support level, which was, if you remember, this 99,000 following the break 4 or 5 days ago. Now, is this a double bottom pattern? Obviously people will have their remarks. It's not a pure double bottom, because there is like a $200 to maybe $250 difference between the first bottom and the second bottom. But keep in mind that you can clearly see the rejection here. So rejection at 99, rejection at 99,200. Then we started to move sideways up. Now the news are coming with this reversal. Now anybody that's observing this type of consolidation patterns that are not very typical, the great thing about those consolidation patterns that they offer a very low risk trade. So it doesn't matter if you are leverage or not leverage, you know exactly where your stop loss is. Now everybody knows where the stop losses are, and again, what is the trend? Basically the trend is higher, but only over the last 24 hours. Basically we are moving lower, moving sideways. So a short here is legit as much as a long over the 102 is legit. Now news came out, and obviously anybody that posted a double-sided trade long over the 102 or short under the 101, basically this one cancel another, it doesn't matter, can cancel this short trade right now and concentrate on the long trade. Even elevate your stop loss if you had a stop loss, and you should have had a stop loss under 101, move it to the entry and now wait. Next challenge maybe 1.8, and maybe this is a game changer. Keep in mind that the volumes that are going to come in about 7 to 8 hours, when US traders are going to start putting their bets, and this is going to be way more significant to see what the institutional traders are going to do. Most of them, I'm guessing, did not participate on this move. Okay guys, this is about Bitcoin. I don't see obviously a new entry point. Those who understood technical analysis could have taken this trade either from this double bottom, which we analyzed a couple of days ago, or from this consolidation, which I didn't analyze, nor did I see it. Now let's move to some other leading cryptos. Their charts look basically the same. If we're looking, for example, at Solana, so what are the technicalities of this move? same move over the 50 moving average. The pattern was let's call it not a great pattern. I mean, you can enter Solana at 160, risk $4, which is 2%. Keep in mind that the risk in Bitcoin was on a way better pattern, 1%. So again, those who favor Solana, it was a doable trade as well. The best performing coin out of the big five over the last 24 hours, by far Ripple. Now, how can you trade Ripple? Because Ripple is not basically a breakout kind of a mover, but it moves great out of support. So again, if you can observe a support level, and I'm not talking about these spikes down, which are very, very tough to trade and requires you to either be in front of the charts all the time. So there was an opportunity to buy it, for example, at 2.2, risking risking 0.4 points here. But the idea here is that you want to trade a pattern, not 2-hour or 3-hour opportunity. In this case, it was more like a 4-hour opportunity. So can you find an entry along the way? I'm looking back, and again, looking at Solana and Ripple and basically now Ripple, and I already surveyed Binance and Ethereum. By far, the best setup was in Bitcoin. So sometimes the best setup doesn't necessarily lead to the best trade, but the best setup is the best start because you know exactly where the stop loss is. Obviously, a lot of way more people are looking at Bitcoin versus Ripple versus Solana. So the question is, there is no question where to take the trade if you know exactly what you're doing. So again, if there was an entry point here, I think 2.24 support stood out. The move over the 50 moving average stood out. Again, I'm looking at the 2-hour chart. Nice move. I'm looking at the 24-hour move, nearly 8%. This move is 8% in Ripple, and it was in Bitcoin 4.5%. From, if you remember, from 102 to 106. So double the returns in Ripple over the last 24 hours. Okay, we have two more to watch, two more coins to watch. Let's take a look at BNB, and obviously we're going to look at Ethereum. So again, if we're looking at Ethereum, it doesn't have the same qualities as Bitcoin. If we're looking at the double bottom after the move on a breakout couple of days ago, I'm trying to figure out if these trades are really doable, and I'm not sure myself, really not sure myself if they are doable. They are doable if you are fishing them with limit orders, or if you are really putting work in front of the charts. What's clearly doable is this reversal over 3,400, risking in this case, let me see exactly what was the risk. Entry 3,400, and the support, which is the more important thing, 33.50. So that's a $50, a little bit more than 1% type of risk. This in retrospect was a very good trade, and again, you can clearly see the consolidation, pretty much like the Bitcoin trade. Again, the risk in Bitcoin was exactly 1%. Here the risk is a little bit more than 1%. The 50 moving average is below, but it doesn't matter that much. You know exactly where the stop loss is. You can buy it at 3,400, use them 33.50 as the stop loss. It's up over the last 24 hours, nearly 6%, at this point 5.8. I'm reading these numbers from CoinMarketCap. Not, I will rate it second to Bitcoin in terms of technicality. Okay, let's move now to Binance. Binance actually was the worst performing out of the big five, basically up only, let me see, not even 2% over the last 24 hours. I don't know why, but there were some technicalities here as well. You can observe this, in this case, it's not a double bottom, but you can see the rejection above 9300, and of course we have the lows of the move at 8800. So sorry, yeah, 8800. So let's try to analyze. Can you buy this double dip? Let's call it again, pretty much like in Ethereum. You can buy it if you anticipate it, if you have limit orders in place. I don't know if you can sit so many hours and anticipate. It's just not the way we like to trade. But is there now an interesting entry point? And maybe because it underperformed, let's take a look at this. Hold on a second. Let's see if it is a round number entry, 1020 entry. And again, in this case, we are buying the lagging crypto out of the big five. So 1020 with the stop loss will be under 980 or the 50 moving average. So that's $20, $40 of risk. $40 of risk. Let's put it this way, $40 of risk is 4%. 4% of risk on this move. I don't know. This is now, I try to take all my trades with, or look at trades and try to present them with very little risk. 4% is twice the risk that I normally suggest to those who are taking our mentoring to trade with. So anything, and again, I'm talking about leverage or anything like that, just pure position. So 4%, twice or 100% more that I normally suggest you guys to risk on a trade. So anywhere between 1 or 2%. In case of XRP, maybe a little bit more, but in Bitcoin, you can find trades with relatively little risk. When I say little risk, let's go back to the example. Today it was between 102 and 101. So, okay, guys. So again, if we're looking at the whole market, most of the altcoins and the leading coins are in the red. Official Trump is leading, up 6%. Ripple is up 3.4%. Stellar 3%, and so forth. So again, new trades. Either I cannot post new trades. The market ran over the weekend. Okay, guys. If anybody has any suggestions, you'd like to see additional content, you have remarks, anything, just either email or comment. Thanks for watching. Do like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content and you think you can benefit from it. And we'll see you in our next video.